Well, sorry about that big delay, everybody. We had a lot of technical issues up here. But we worked through them. We got them fixed. Did the good old Control-Alt-Delete and reboot. Now everything's working once again. So again, I just want to thank everybody for joining us out here on this wonderful Friday night here at Rad Torque Raceway for JV Power Center Street Legals. Looking like more and more of you starting to show up as we start to go later into the evening. But it is looking like good weather. Don't mind this cloud. I promise it's hopefully not bringing anything with it. We've seen enough rain, and I don't want any more. But it is hot out there, so I want to remind everybody to stay hydrated. If you're looking for a drink, the Sip Vodka Lounge on the second floor of the tower is open. It's nice and air conditioned. I think it's down to almost 16 degrees in there. It is beautiful. So make sure to swing on by, grab a drink of your choice, whether it be non-alcoholic or alcoholic. That is up to you. Nicholas George and Dino Camello go down the quarter mile. Nicholas in that Ford Mustang, Dino in that Charger. The Charger cracking off at 11:09. And then, well, Joe Whalen. If you guys haven't been here before on a Friday night, Joe rocks that Tesla Plaid. It is an amazing car. If you don't know what a Tesla Plaid can do, well, normally into the nines. The low nines for a Tesla Plaid. Beside him, Arshdeep Singh in the Ford Mustang. Let's see what mode he has it in. 969. That's in Plaid mode for sure. What an unreal car to go down the quarter mile. When you think that it's moving 7,500 pounds to pull off a 969 at 144. Wow. Just a quick little shutdown here. One of the sensors has decided to let go. So we're just going to do a quick sensor check, maybe a change. Won't be long. Gives you time to go check out that Sip Vodka Lounge that I was just talking about. Or head down to the pit lane concession, which is open all evening. Well, a very short shutdown indeed. Huxley, Wolfadder in our Summit lane in the Napa. Well, I believe that's an Escalade, maybe a Tahoe. 14:36, 14:23 for Huxley. Well, I don't have driver names yet for these two, but we got the Corvette and the Camaro. These two have got a couple back-to-back now, and it's been close, but that Camaro keeps red lighting. The Camaro has some of the power behind it, but getting that red light, well, if it's your first time here, you don't know what that red light means. It means they jumped it. They didn't go when it was green. They went too early. They jumped the light, which means their run is invalid. Caden Martin in the E90 BMW. Running a 15:02. Not too bad for a little BMW. Well, we got Glenn now in the water box in the Dodge Challenger alongside Bruce Olson in the Chevy S10. Bruce has been here a lot in that S10. It's fun to see the development over the years of that truck. But Glenn in the bright yellow Dodge Challenger, let's see what he can do. He's already deep staged. We're waiting on Bruce to get in there. Light up that first light. There we go. Pre-stage, deep stage, down comes the lights. Green it goes, and off goes Bruce Olson. A better reaction from the Dodge Challenger of Glenn. But Bruce taking it home with that 13:71, 15:30 for Glenn. Have you been seeing a lot of single passes? Well, it normally means there's two people in the car. Can't run two people side by side. So they're going to do a solo pass with his passenger. I think we're getting two solo runs here. Well, Felix struggling to get his Camaro off the line and not really getting into it. Kind of backs off of it and just lets it coast down to the end of the quarter mile. But look at this here in the water box. As Felix finishes out his run, look at this beautiful Challenger. Nice and tame, nice and tame. But man, is it gorgeous. I hope I'm right on that. The Kia Stinger beside it, a Aries. Kia Stingers are cool too. Twin turbocharged V6. Can be quite quick once you get a nice tune on them. Do some supporting mods. Looking for both lights. There they are. Get ready. Red light jump for the Napa lane. That Stinger is starting to claw back in the top half. Not able to get there though. Even though it is the Stinger's win, because it was a red light jump. 12.96 for the Stinger, not bad. 12.59 for the Challenger. Good race between those two. The Dodge Dart of Kathy now in the Summit lane. Now this thing, if I'm right, this is the one that hasn't gotten much traction down in the right lane. So let's see how it does in the left. The left, it's still squirreling out of the gate. But able to keep it straight to the end. 13.50 as the Mustang passes at a 20.45. Tyler and Brandon, a pair of Ford Mustangs, head-to-head down the quarter mile, but Tyler pulling ahead near the end at 12.33, 12.95 for Brandon. Another close race. I'd like to see them two go again. Well, two more interesting cars, the Corvette and now this beautiful green Camaro dancing off the line trying to find the grip. But the Corvette staying well ahead in 11:47, 12:66 for the Camaro. And as predicted, Brandon and Tyler are back. Yes, great to see these two Mustangs together. One's a 20, one's a 21. Both of them Coyote motors. Basically the same cars left to right, just one silver or dark metallic gray, and the other one's in that beautiful blazing orange. It was close the last time they went, only a couple hundredths. Let's see what happens now. Still, Tyler able to get that Mustang out of the hole. Which means Brandon's gonna have to rely on hoping to reel him in by the end, but it's not gonna happen. 12:39 to a 12:75. Still another close race. If Brandon can learn how to get it off the line, that'll be real close. Wow, Brent, the Audi, getting after it. The truck trying to chase him down, spinning all four off the line. 1174 for the Audi at 1296 for the truck. Well, 1472 at 2304 for the Volkswagen. Hopefully it's okay. The Corvette of Jared and Joe in the Tesla. Great getaway and reaction for Jared, but he misses a shift. Oh, and that lets the Tesla run home with it. 981 for the Tesla of Joe. 1312 for the Corvette of Jared. Dino back around in the Charger. I'm not too sure who's in the Crown Vic down there. Well, I guess it's a Mercury. Wonder if it's a Marauder. Not too sure. No, the Marauders only came in black. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. All right, red light jump for Dino in the Charger. Sounds all up to the Mercury. Just doing his thing out there. At 11:15 for that Charger, it is fast. But 16:22 for the man in the Napa lane. Kevin in the Chevy Nova. Jared in the 1500. I see quite a bit of smoke coming from the back end of Kevin's car. Hopefully it's all okay. Hopefully it's just residual from the burnout. Oh no. The Nova is dead. That is why they are only going to send the truck of Jared. And the Nova is being pushed back. Well, not pushed back. It still moves under its own power. Well, now they have to push the Chevy back. So let's go back over to the Charger. Steve in the beautiful 69 Dodge Charger. What a gorgeous car. Sounds a little louder this time around. Whoa, keep her in the groove. Dancing all over the place was Steve. Cracking off at 12:45. I believe this is the Cummins swapped Escalade. And every Friday I've seen it out here. They've gotten a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. So let's see what it does here. Oh, it's looking a lot faster. Even scared him a bit. Had to grab the brakes just to keep it straight. Wow. 12:45 Midnight Brothers. What'd you do to it? That is gone. Beautiful run. It's got more in it. It's got a lot more in it. Wow. Good job, guys. Archdeep back around in the Mustang. Aries back in the Stinger. Like I said, those Stingers can be quick. You got to watch out for them. $12.46 for the Kia Stinger, $12.80 for the Mustang. Very close race. Well, I know right before we had our technical issues, we saw Mario's truck out there. You guys didn't get to come to Diesel Days. What a fun time it was. As now, Seaboard in. Out there in his semi. Let's see what the semi-truck of Steve can do. In the pre-stage, now in the deep. Hopping around off the line. Gets itself situated right quick, though, and now it's flying down the quarter mile. And we're looking at a 15.94. Not bad at all. Well, a bit of a jump for the summit lane. Lights weren't even on yet, but the Mustang almost caught him near the end, too. But that's okay. It's a lot of people's first time out here for Friday night Street Legals presented by JB Power Center. So, you know, you get that sometimes, and that's okay. It's all about learning and having fun along the way. Jared back around in the Corvette. Not sure who's in the truck. Don't have a time card yet. Red light for Jared. I think that's the first I've ever seen him red light. Well, Joe taking his time to get into the box. There he goes. And he's gone. Don't blink, you'll miss it. The Tesla will just take off on you. 9:59. He can only go till he runs out of battery. All right, Kathy back around in the Dodge Dart. She's trying out that right lane again. She hadn't had much success in the right lane, and every time she's been in there, just spins the wheels right off of it. We'll see what happens this time around. Beside her in the Summit lane, oh, that Dodge Challenger. And there it is again, dead hooks. Has to get it back straight and get back on it. It's always in that right lane. It just wants to dead hook on her. She was in the left lane last run, and it worked. Well, Eric is here, probably the only bike here tonight, which is kind of sad, but here we go. They got the Pro Tree, and he's on the Busa. One of the fastest production bikes of its time. And if he's running that one in A mode, well, he should be able to do low 10s. But 1270 for his first pass down, not too shabby. Jeremy back in the Dodge Neon, the SRT4, one of my favorite cars from back in the day, watching cars go down the drag strip. And it's so great to see it here. Look at it move. These things were the cheap alternative to power, and this is the reason why. Right out of the gate, 1172. Oh, no. Something happening in the Napa. Did he stall it off the line? There he goes. He did stall it off the line. Oh, that's the worst. Cole cracking off a 10.65. Randall in the Camaro. Well, he'll be in your Napa lane. Then Patrick in the Corvette. Oh, red light for Randall. $11.40 for Patrick, $12.80 for Randall Kerr. Already back around. Oh no, this Eric Ferguson in the M240i. And Bruce Olson back around in the S10. Dodge Challenger. And what I believe, is that the Accord or is that the Civic? I can't tell from up here. Don't see many of the newer Hondas here at the drag strip, so it's great to see one out here. You got to pull it a little forward, though. Keep inching it. Keep inching it. Wait till you see that top light go on. There you go. Stop there. Get ready to go. Well, we saw Steve Bourdain's truck, and now we get to see Mario's diesel semi. Mario's diesel semi is just beautiful. There we go. That's better to see. big burnout for a big truck. I'm trying to get all the temp into those tires. Now his team's going to try and help him stay in that racing groove. Well, he seems to have gotten everything sorted there now. Mario from MHPD. High Performance Diesel. The man himself in the semi. Look at that thing boogie. Oh, got a little twitchy on him. Coming to the 8th. It started pulling on him hard near the end of the quarter. 11:33. I think Amazon needs to hire Mario. Our packages would never be late. Well, Todd in the Roadrunner. Sounds like he's gotten it fired up. Up against Blake in the Camaro. Wow. That Roadrunner took off in the 60-foot. At 12:23 for Todd in the Roadrunner, 13:27 for Blake in the Camaro. Well, when I talk about improving cars, this is another one of them. And I'm glad to see it back. It got pushed away last time I saw it. And this is Randy Wilton in the Turbo Camry. Now, he was always been struggling with getting it off the line. Let's see if they've done some refinement this week. Waiting on that Civic to open up that other light. All right, stay off of it for now. Just wait, just wait, just wait. Oh no, hopefully he doesn't have to reset. There we go. Oh no! The big bog off of the start. Dumped that clutch. And it just didn't work for him that time around. But he'll be back. He'll try it again. Well, Steve back around in his semi, getting another pass in, and then we're going to have a quick shutdown. We're going to brush the track. We're going to drag the track. Make it nice and clean and even stickier for all you people out there. So while that is happening, we're going to let Steve do his run first before I yammer on. So Steve with the 14.22 in his diesel semi. So while we're dragging and sweeping the track, why don't y'all come on up to the Sip Vodka Lounge, grab yourself a nice cool refreshment, or head on over to the pit lane concession and grab something nice to eat. I know it's getting a little chillier out there, but don't worry, I've been watching this weather, and none of these clouds yet have any rain in them. There is a cell on the way, but it looks like it's not going to be near us till about 10 o'clock. So we're still in the green for tonight.
We got one more pass, guys.
well back with the bikes. Eric in the Busa, and I'm not sure who's on the Ducati. I don't have a name yet, but these guys are on the Pro Trees. The light goes fast. There it is. It's already green. The Busa getting squirrely to the 60. That Ducati takes off. The Busa almost looked like it was struggling there in the top end. 10.73 for the Ducati, 14.12 for the Busa. Well, here's a treat this Friday night. I guess it is a drag strip. You got to bring the dragster to the drag strip. Now, I apologize. I don't know these bigger classes, but I believe this is a top ease. Somebody give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if I'm wrong. Well, let's see what the dragster can do. I don't have a driver name, but good luck. Oh, rolled it. Rolled the beam. Rolled the beam. Well, that's okay. I get stage fright too. It happens. All right. Find those beams. There you are. There's your top one. There's your deep stage. Get ready to go. Whoa! Wow. 8th mile was a 6.1, and that almost dead hooked him right into the wall. But luckily enough, he backed out of it, grabbed a gear, and, well, saved himself. Well, the night carries on. The wonderful Friday night that started out really warm, almost 30 degrees, now starting to tank in temperature with these wonderful clouds above us. But don't be scared of them. I've been watching that radar and tracking the movement. And well, it doesn't seem like we're getting any rain tonight anyway during our street legal. Maybe afterwards. There is quite the cell building just above Drayton Valley, but I don't think it'll make it all the way here in time. But this is the Friday night Street Legals presented by JB Power Center, and I want to thank everyone for coming out here and all the drivers for coming out to bag on their cars. We don't do these Friday nights without people like you, and we thank each and every one of you. Well, Steve back in the Charger. Red light for the Charger. Oh, lots of smoke coming out of the back of the one in the Summit lane at the top end there. That was smoking pretty good. But let's see Randy. Can he get off the line this time? Randy gets it off the line. That is the fastest I think I've seen it off the line. Randy getting that turbo Camry sorted. And it's starting to look fast too, 13:54 for Randy. $12.02 for the truck, $14.04 for the Dodge Durango. All right, everyone, just a quick spray. So just hang on for a few minutes, especially all you racers under the tower and in the staging lanes. Just a couple minutes while we lay down some fresh VHT. Well, now with the track sprayed, we are back to running. Starting things out with Brent in that Audi. Well, it looks like an RS3, but it might be an RS4 as well. And Mike Lutomsky in that AMC Javelin. What a cool looking car. But we know that Brent is quick, but the AMC keeps up with him off the line, down to the 60, now to the 8th mile. Well, there we go. Brent starting to pull ahead, but that Javelin putting up a fight. 11:84 for Brent. Mike there with that 12:55. The two Mustangs back around. Oh, and one with a gap cam. Well, you all know my rule. My rule is to run a gap cam. Well, I think you got to do better than 12s. So you got to be in the 12s, in my opinion, for a gap cam. Let's see what happens with the two Mustangs. They're pretty even down the quarter mile. All right, he ran 12. It was right at it, but that's still a 12 to me. Aries in the Kia Stinger. Josh in that Audi. Wow, that Audi got out of the hole. The Stinger's starting to reel in. But now the Audi's grabbed another gear and started heading towards the end. 10:68, 12:58 for Aries. Well, Brad and Tyler now at the line. Both in the Chevy Corvettes. Who has the faster one? Will it be Patrick in the red, Chris in the black, one in the Summit, one in the Napa? Well, a better 60-foot for Chris, but it looks even to the line, and it is close. 11:14 and 11:41. Oh no. Some not good times for Todd in the Roadrunner. They're gonna have to push that car off. He went off to do the launch and just didn't make it through. So we'll get some staff over there to help push him off, and then we'll be right back to running. right, so another shutdown here. We've been doing good, though. We had a great almost half an hour straight with nothing wrong. So they're going to sweep and drag the track again. And don't let these scary clouds concern you. They have completely moved. We were supposed to get hit at 9. Now it's moved to about 9:30. So hopefully they stay away. And hopefully we can keep having a wonderful JB Power Center Street Legal Friday night here at Rad Torque Raceway. Want to thank everybody for bringing out the cars. The lane's been full all night. What a Friday night it's been.
All right, why don't you get
So the shutdown complete, the cars back in action. Dino back around in that Charger, been bagging on it all day since 6 o'clock. And then Luke in the 1500.
trophies here.
Dino getting an 11:26 there in his Charger as David and Alex come to the line. David trying to set up that two-step better in his Evo 8. And it looked like it got off the line better now, but Alex's BMW just takes off. All right, Cole in the 1500 and the Midnight Brothers back around in that Cummins swapped Escalade. Whoa, squirrely out of the gate for Cole. Managed to rehook and catch that traction as it starts to get colder out there. And the temp starts to come down. 9:53 for Cole Wyman. An 11:86 though for the Midnight Brothers Escalade. Luke in his Chevy truck up against Richard in that Pontiac G8. Red light though for Richard in the G8. Alex in his BMW, Brendan in that 22 Honda Civic, the FL5. Alex's BMW wasting no time to get down the quarter mile. Yves Tremblay in the Chevy S10 fires off out of that hole. The Civic catching up near the end. Cody's Civic with an 11.99. Yves S10 with an 11.37. The Evo back around. Little bit of a better launch. He's starting to figure it out. Gonna try to start chasing down Richard in that Pontiac G8. Won't happen though. 13.23 for Richard.
Single, right.
Cody Duncan and Mark Smears. Cody in that Cadillac CTS-V. Beautiful car. Mark in that Chevy Nova. Well, right near the end of the night, a good friend of mine shows up, and it's great to finally see this Civic here. The amount of work and development, I don't know if that burnout's going to be enough to hook with those tires. But I'm finally excited to see this Civic run. The boys are already filming down there. Let's hope for a clean and good pass. Let's see. It's quick. 11.11, which isn't bad when we look at the gaps between the gear changes and the getaway. That car is going to be quick when he gets it dialed in. All righty, racers. Well, I've just been told from our wonderful drag director, this is your 15-minute warning to get runs in. 15 more minutes before this wonderful Friday night comes to an end. And what a Friday night it's been with all of you. But all great things have to come to an end. So 15 more minutes. If you're looking to get those runs in, we'll do another call at 10, one more call at 5, and then that'll be it. Lanes will get shut down, and that will be it. So Randy Wilton back in the Turbo Toyota Camry, and Brendan back around in the Civic. Gotta bump it in there, Randy. There we go. Wow, what a launch. 0.107 on the reaction. Well, just under 10 minutes to go in this wonderful Friday night. What a Friday night it's been for this beautiful JB Power Center street legal action here at Rad Torque Raceway. And this is almost every Friday night that we do this. Make sure to check the schedule at radraceway.com. And when we're back, I believe next Friday.
You want to go back to the staging lane and start it all?
But I think this is going to be our last call. I just got a radio message in. Not 10 minutes. This is going to be last call for drivers. Last call. Get your butts to the staging lanes. They're going to shut them down. So last call to all drivers. Come to the staging lanes right now. And we'll get through these final cars, including Aries and Mark. Mark in the Nova, Aries in that beautiful Kia Stinger GT, which is actually quite quick. Like I warned people, these things are quick. You put a mild tune on them with some porting mods, and they are fast. Aries heading down the quarter mile. 12:68, 13:11 for Mark. James Kendrick now in the Acadian, and Nicholas Kendrick in that beautiful RX-8. Hopefully still Dorito powered. The light goes on. Loss of traction for James, but then eventually hooks. But kind of shuts it down at the 8th. It's almost like he's having a problem finding gears in that Acadian. And Nicholas, well, he runs a 1688 in that little RX-8. Alex Gerard in the BMW doing a solo run. Just him out there. Gonna have a passenger in the car, taking them for a rip down the quarter mile. He backs out of it because when you have a passenger, can't do more than 88 mile an hour. 67.34 was his cross time. All right. Back around with the Civic. Let's see if he gets a good burnout in this time. You got this. I have faith in you. It took a long time to cut that hole in your hood. But let's see what the Midnight Brothers can do first. Absolutely flying down the quarter mile. 11.90 in that truck. Now it's the Evo of David and well, Damien rounding the Honda. Let's see if he can do it. Launch whenever you want, my friend. Oh, they're both going to back off the line. They're both being told to go. All right, just send it. Well, the time won't matter on that one. Brent Tyler in the Audi S4. Brendan back around in the FL5. Off goes Brent in the S4. The FL5 with an awesome purple underglow trying to keep up, but just about can't. All right, well, let's see Chad in the Chevy Camaro ZL1 up against Cody's Honda. And Cody's starting to reel him in near the top. Not going to be enough to get it done, though. They sold out 12.66, 12.30 for Chad. Blake heading out in the Camaro. And well, we've come to that time. I believe this is going to be
Thank everybody for coming out.
This is going to be our last car going down the track. Brian Litvin in that 300C. So while he gets his final run in, I want to thank everybody for coming out and spending this wonderful Friday evening with us. Please get home safe. Leave racing for the track. The cops are always hiding on that road when we leave here. They know what we're up to. Do not drink and drive. If you have been drinking, let us know. We'll find you an Uber. It's not that hard. We'll call a friend for you. So no drinking and driving leaving here. Please, everyone, get home safe, and we hope to see you again for another edition of the JB Power Center Street Legals on the Friday nights here at Rad Torque Raceway. Till then, I've been your racing announcer. Thank you for spending this evening with us, and we will see you once again. Good night, everybody.